If you are over 60, what if I told you that your daily walks may no longer be enough to protect your legs, no matter how many steps you take? Because one of the biggest senior health mistakes after 60 is believing that walking alone can stop muscle loss, weakness, and instability. And the frightening part is this. Many older adults only realize the truth after their legs begin to feel heavy, shaky, or unreliable. You may think you're doing everything right. You walk every day. You stay active. You follow senior health tips. But what if the real problem is not movement itself, but the type of movement your legs are no longer getting after 60? And later in this video, I'm going to show you the one simple thing many seniors completely ignore that can dramatically improve leg strength, stability, and confidence again. Because here's the truth most people never hear. After 60, your body changes in ways that are subtle at first, but powerful over time. Muscle fibers naturally shrink, circulation slows, joints stiffen. Your nervous system reacts more slowly, and even your metabolism changes how your body responds to activity. That means something very important. The same routine that kept you strong in your 40s or 50s may no longer be enough today. And this is where things become dangerous for many older adults. They continue walking every day believing they are protecting their independence, while underneath the surface, their muscles continue weakening little by little. Now, don't misunderstand this. Walking is still incredibly valuable for senior health, circulation, heart function, and overall mobility. But walking alone often does not provide the resistance, balance challenge, and muscle activation your body desperately needs after 60. In one study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity, researchers found that older adults who combined walking with strength-based movement maintained significantly better mobility and leg function than those who only walked. And in real life, that means stronger legs, fewer falls, and more independence. So before we continue, let me ask you something. Where are you watching from today? And have you personally noticed your legs feeling weaker, heavier, or less stable after 60? Let us know in the comments below, because your story may help someone else realize they are not alone. Now here's the first thing most people get completely wrong. Number 5. Practice slow sit-to-stand movements daily. Most seniors underestimate how important it is to stand up from a chair easily. But in reality, this simple movement may be one of the clearest signs of how strong and independent your body still is after 60. Every time you rise from a chair, your body activates critical muscles in your thighs, hips, glutes, and core. These are the muscles that help you climb stairs, walk confidently, carry groceries, and prevent dangerous falls. But here's what most people don't realize. Walking alone often does not challenge those muscles enough anymore. Robert, a 72-year-old retired mechanic, discovered this gradually. He walked every single morning because he believed it was the best thing he could do for his senior health. But over time, he noticed something concerning. Getting out of the couch became slower. His legs felt shaky after sitting too long, and climbing stairs suddenly required much more effort than before. At first, he assumed it was simply part of aging, but what was really happening was much deeper. His body had adapted completely to walking, while the muscles responsible for standing power and stability were slowly weakening underneath the surface. In one clinical study involving adults over 60, researchers found that repeated sit-to-stand exercises significantly improved lower body strength and mobility. And in real life, That means the muscles needed for independence can still become stronger after 60 when they are challenged correctly. Now, the beautiful part is this. You do not need expensive equipment. You do not need intense workouts. Simply practicing slow, controlled chair stands several times per day can begin reactivating those muscles again. And many seniors notice that after a few weeks, standing up starts feeling smoother, walking feels more stable, and even everyday movements around the house require less effort than before. And this is where things become hopeful, because your body is often far more adaptable than you've been led to believe. But the next part is even more important. Because weakness after 60 is not just about muscle size, it's also about balance. And if this first tip already surprised you, take a second to like this video. It may seem small, but every like helps more seniors over 60 discover these senior health tips before weakness and instability become harder to reverse. And trust me, the next things on this list become even more important for protecting your leg strength after 60. Number 4, train your balance muscles every day. Many older adults believe balance is something you naturally lose with age. But balance is not something you simply lose. It's something you stop training. And this is where walking alone becomes limited. Walking mainly moves your body forward in a straight line. But real life does not happen that way. Real life involves turning quickly, stepping sideways, catching yourself during slips, and reacting to uneven surfaces. Your body relies on tiny stabilizing muscles in your ankles, hips, and core to handle those movements safely. But after 60, those muscles weaken quickly if they are not challenged directly. Margaret, age 68, experienced this herself. Even though she walked every morning, she started feeling nervous on stairs and caught herself reaching for walls and furniture more often around the house. The strange part was that she considered herself active, so she couldn't understand why her body suddenly felt less stable. But here's what most people don't realize. Fear itself changes movement. When seniors become afraid of falling, they naturally stiffen their body, shorten their steps, and move more cautiously. Over time, that fear quietly contributes to even more weakness and instability. In one study published in the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society, researchers found that balance-focused exercises significantly reduced fall risk in older adults over 60. And in real life, that means more confidence every time you move. Simple exercises like standing on one leg while lightly holding onto the kitchen counter, practicing heel-to-toe walking, or doing slow side steps can retrain those stabilizing muscles and improve communication between the brain and body. And once that begins happening, many seniors notice something emotional changing too. They stop hesitating every time they move around the house. Their body starts feeling more responsive again, and little by little, confidence begins returning together with stability. Now, if this video is helping you understand your body better after 60, consider subscribing to Senior Health Support. Every week, we share senior health tips, senior fitness strategies, and science-backed senior secrets designed to help you stay independent, strong, and active after 60. Now let's talk about something almost nobody discusses, even though it quietly destroys leg strength in millions of older adults. Number 3. Add short resistance movements throughout the day. Many older adults believe one daily walk is enough activity for the entire day. But unfortunately, the body doesn't work that way after 60. Researchers from the University of Pittsburgh found that prolonged sitting contributes to reduced circulation, muscle decline, and poorer mobility outcomes in older adults, even among those who exercise regularly. And this explains something many seniors experience without fully understanding why. You go for a walk in the morning, but by evening your legs still feel heavy, stiff, or tired. The reason is simple. After 60, movement frequency often matters more than exercise intensity. Small resistance movements repeated throughout the day can dramatically improve circulation and muscle activation. Frank, age 75, discovered this almost by accident. After his morning walks, he usually spent most of the day sitting and watching television. By evening, his legs constantly felt tight and fatigued, especially around his calves and knees. Then, one morning while waiting for coffee, he started doing gentle calf raises while holding onto the kitchen counter. Nothing intense, just small controlled movements for a minute or two at a time. Several weeks later, he noticed something surprising. His legs no longer felt as heavy by the evening. Standing for longer periods became easier, and even his walking pace started feeling more natural again. And this is where things become eye-opening. The muscles in your lower legs are often called the body's second heart, because every muscle contraction helps pump blood back upward through the body. When those muscles stay inactive for long periods, circulation slows dramatically. That's why simple movements throughout the day can become so powerful after 60. Countertop squats, gentle calf raises, slow step-ups, wall pushes, side-stepping in the kitchen. These movements may seem small, but they constantly remind your body that strength and circulation are still necessary. And over time, the body responds to those signals in remarkable ways. But the next part may explain why many active seniors still feel weak despite moving regularly. And honestly, this is where things become eye-opening. Number 2. Poor recovery. After 60. Many older adults stay active but still feel stiff, exhausted, or weak. And this is where recovery becomes incredibly important. After 60, chronic inflammation, poor sleep, dehydration, stress, and low protein intake all affect how muscles repair themselves. That means your body may be working harder simply to recover from normal activity. In one study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers found that older adults with adequate protein intake preserved significantly more muscle mass over time. And in simple language, muscles cannot rebuild properly without the right nutrition. This explains why many seniors continue losing strength despite staying active. They move enough, but they do not recover enough. Eleanor, a retired teacher in her late 70s, experienced this firsthand. She walked every day, but constantly felt sore afterward. She believed exercise itself was becoming harmful for her body. But once she improved her sleep routine, increased hydration, and added more protein-rich foods into her meals, something surprising happened. Her legs stopped feeling as heavy. She recovered faster, even her energy improved, and this is one of the biggest senior health mistakes after 60. Many people focus only on exercise, while completely ignoring recovery. But recovery is where rebuilding actually happens. Sleep matters more. Hydration matters more. Protein matters more. Reducing inflammatory foods matters more. Because after 60, your muscles become extremely sensitive to the environment inside your body. And when recovery improves, movement suddenly becomes far more effective. Now here's the final piece of this puzzle. And honestly, it may be the most important part of this entire video. Number 1. Retrain the brain-muscle connection with controlled strength exercises. This may be the most important thing in this entire video because it explains why walking alone eventually stops working for so many seniors after 60. Your strength is controlled by your brain far more than most people realize. Every movement depends on communication between nerves, muscles, balance systems, and reaction timing. But when movement becomes too repetitive and predictable, that communication slowly weakens over time. And this is where controlled strength movements become incredibly powerful. Slow sit-to-stands, controlled step-ups, gentle resistance exercises, balance-focused movement. These exercises do something walking alone often cannot. They force the brain and muscles to reconnect again. One physical therapist who specialized in older adults explained it perfectly. He said that the body does not stop adapting after 60. It simply adapts specifically to what you ask it to do. That changes everything. Because weakness is not always permanent decline, often it is the body responding to lack of challenge. Once seniors begin practicing controlled strength movements consistently, many notice remarkable changes happening gradually. Standing becomes easier, walking feels lighter, reactions become quicker, and movements that once felt unstable start feeling more natural again. Eleanor, age 80, described this beautifully after beginning gentle resistance exercises. She said that for the first time in years, she stopped feeling fragile every time she moved around the house. And honestly, that may be the real goal after 60. Not becoming younger, not becoming perfect, but becoming capable again. Because senior health after 60 is not about avoiding movement. It's about giving your body the right signals to preserve strength, stability, confidence, and independence for as long as possible. Now take a moment and think honestly about your own routine. Are you only moving, or are you truly challenging the muscles that protect your independence? Because there is a major difference between staying busy and staying strong. And the good news is this: you do not need impossible workouts. You do not need expensive equipment. You do not need to become an athlete. You simply need to begin sending your body a new message. That strength is still necessary, that stability still matters, that your legs are still worth fighting for. And when you begin doing that consistently, something remarkable often happens. The body begins responding again. Standing becomes easier, walking feels smoother. Confidence slowly returns. And daily life no longer feels like something you are merely surviving. You begin participating in it again. That is the true goal of senior fitness after 60. Not perfection. Freedom. Freedom to move confidently. Freedom to travel. Freedom to enjoy life without constantly worrying about weakness or instability. And if you know someone over 60 who still believes walking alone is enough to keep their legs strong, share this video with them today. Sometimes one simple piece of senior health advice can help someone regain confidence, stability, and independence before weakness becomes much harder to reverse. Now that you understand why walking alone is often not enough to restore leg strength after 60, there's another critical piece many seniors completely overlook. Because even if you start exercising the right way, your muscles still depend on one powerful factor most people never think about: the fuel your legs receive every single day through your nutrition. And here's the surprising part. There is one specific food that researchers have linked to improved muscle support, better circulation, and stronger leg function in older adults. Yet most seniors either never eat it or completely underestimate its importance. In my next video on senior health support, called Over 60, this one food rebuilds weak legs, most ignore this. I'll show you the exact food many older adults are now adding into their routine to help support muscle strength, improve stability, and reduce that heavy, weak feeling in the legs after 60. Once you understand how this food affects your muscles, circulation, and recovery, you may start looking at leg weakness in a completely different way.